Hello. We're back with Made RPG. Dungeons and Dragons.
What's the difference?
Episode 34, part 2. So, Arie, you pull out a journal. It's not supposed to be in your bag. Where do you start reading? I guess that's really the question.
The first page,
The first page? Okay.
Because I'm like, is it a book? Like, what is it?
Is this a book or is it a... I know what you meant. I know.
So, it looks like he started this journal the day that the voyage began. And he has been writing a page a day since then.
Wait, did he notice it was gone then?
Maybe he does it in the mornings.
Yeah, maybe he does. Yeah, that's actually a good question. Because I'm trying to think. This is actually important. Let's make. You want to make a luck save, Arie?
Do I want to make it?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, so what is the result of what?
So I assume Arie wants to read it. So if it's like the positive side,
I don't know that she wants to read it.
Well, you want to read it.
I really want
exactly.
to read it.
So if it's the positive side, then he happens to write it at a time. Okay. So this doesn't mean that you don't have it. It just means that we have to flashback a little bit.
Okay, fine.
So we see it's Miggy's watch, right? He usually takes it with Raia. So we flashback. It's Raia. Raia, your first watch, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of like already kind of like, going to sleep, and they're just kind of like doing their own thing, like, kind of falling asleep. And Raia, you and Miggy are like sitting there. And he's kind of just, like poking the fire or whatever. And Raia, I think you know about this journal because you obviously have to, right? Because he usually writes in the journal during this watch, I think.
Wouldn't that mean that Arie would know about it?
Well, I guess I would know about
No,
this.
I guess no. So the thing is, he has to write it in the morning because he can't write it by firelight. That would be so difficult. Because I think he must write it in the morning. I think that makes sense. Because. Yeah, so I think.
I mean, we usually take like an hour to, or like
Exactly.
at least half an hour to like.
So I think what usually happens is Miggy
Wake
gets up
up.
a little early and he goes off by himself and he writes in this journal.
Or while everyone's prepping their spells.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So yeah.
What are you doing?
So
Maybe prepping my spells.
That's set in motion now. So we I mean, not in motion, but we know that's when it's happened. So he hasn't looked at it yet. He doesn't know it's gone. So we can ignore everything I just said and go back forward to Arie with it in our hands. That makes sense. Okay. Start reading the first page. So he started writing it when the voyage began. I mean, like the first page is pretty standard. It's like we've begun the voyage, so on and so forth, right? He's talking about how we've begun the voyage, and he's basically saying it's very braggadocious, I think. He at the first page is like, yeah, I'm gonna be the best explorer ever, and this is gonna be like the best thing, sort of a thing.
Like how Miggy was at
exactly,
the beginning.
yeah. And if you read through the journal, you see this progression, right? You see the progression of his character throughout the entire story of Terra Nullius so far. The three main things that are the content of the journal, besides like the minutia of like, this is what happened today and this is how I reacted to it, sort of a thing, right? And then the obvious arc of he becomes more and more humble as the whole thing goes on, right? You can see that he has a very acute frustration with not feeling competent. And that grows more and more pronounced, right? As he gets to the whole thing where it's like, yeah, Navarro's here. Yeah, basically I'm useless. And, I don't even know why I'm here anymore. I'm going to just drink a lot. And then you start, seeing it go upward where he's like, I finally feel like I'm doing something important, helping, the party, sort of a thing. That's one of the arcs that you see throughout the journal. Another one is worry for Raia, right? So, especially towards the end of the journal, obviously, as soon as that whole thing happened. You can see him writing about Raia, like, I'm worried, I don't know what to do with her, like, I feel like I should be doing something more, but every single time I try to talk to her, like, I feel like my tongue turns to lead, like, I feel like I'm standing at the top of this pit, and she's slowly sliding down, I'm just staring in horror as she's, like, dying, and I can't do anything to save her. So you see that. You also see in blush-worthy detail his growing love and admiration for you. And so basically the entire time he's comparing you guys to a certain romance novel that he once read. And he's just like, okay, so this happened today and it was just like this scene in the book, like that sort of thing, right? But the thing that overarches all of it, I think I want you to make an insight roll, Arie, to see if you can tell what a very important detail about the journey.
Please use your inspiration, Arie.
Okay, I will.
We need to know.
18.
Okay. He's writing to someone specific. It's subtle. He never comes out right out and says it. But he's not writing this for himself. He's writing this for someone else, presumably back home.
For the girl.
So the couple of clues that you get as to the identity of this, again, it's never said out loud. You can't quite tell the gender, but this person, he often, it's almost as like he's advising this person. Like, don't do it the way I just did it, right? Like, learn from my mistakes, sort of a thing, right? Like, a lot of that goes throughout the whole journal. Like, when he has a realization about something, he's like, you know, if you ever read this, like, please don't do what I just did, right? Like, learn from that mistake. That's the kind of overarching narrative of the entire journal, is he's writing to someone specific, and it's like almost like to teach this person.
Oh my goodness.
Can I make a guess as to maybe?
Yeah, you want to make a
I have
guess?
ideas too.
Ari has
No.
a son.
Arie?
Ari.
Ari has a son?
Yes!
Dun, dun,
I feel like she
dun.
would know that.
Miggy.
That's
As a
never happened
son.
before.
Miggy's got a kid.
I was gonna say something.
Yeah,
that
if Alyssa can make that guess, I think Arie could probably do it too.
Oh yeah, that's where I was
I
going.
mean-
Too.
Is that what Ari gathers?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh crap!
Dun, dun, dun.
That's amazing. Can I guess like some of the things that he compares with like
Sure, yeah.
Ari to? Your neck is like the Tower of David, built in rows of stone. On it hangs a thousand.
He has several pages of Song of Solomon just
all
like
of
in the
them
journal.
shields of warriors.
He's just like Arie here. No.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that is quite the
That's
reveal. Holy crap!
Arie wants a bunch of children, right?
Oh
we just
my
went over
goodness.
that. She loves kids.
Wow. Okay, this changes so much. Wow.
So what do we see on Arie's face the minute she has this realization? Get the tight zoom in on her face with the
This?
firelight. Yeah, it was like
What? Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm just trying to think.
It's amazing to me how perfect timing that this was revealed, considering.
How long have you come up with that?
I don't know if I want to tell you.
Okay.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago.
Jordan.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I honestly though wasn't thinking about the fact that Arie just revealed that she doesn't want children. That didn't come into my mind at all. I was just thinking about like what would be a reveal that I could reveal about this journal, like that would be surprising, but not like Miggy X actually a murderer, right? Like because that's obviously.
I don't think Ari cares about that. She's a murderer
right,
herself.
exactly.
She use herself as one.
Yes,
He
exactly.
wants to
It wouldn't
make
be.
you suffer.
Yeah.
Jordan, you have only yourself to blame.
I really do.
Okay. So okay, I'm trying to think what she would honestly do at this point, right? Like right now in this
Yeah.
moment, if she would
Just
try
like
to
wake
push
him
her
up.
out back, or if she would like keep it,
Mm-hmm.
because that's going to determine some things. If she like tries to sneak it back into his pack, or if she like keeps it, that's going to determine.
Maybe save. Or
Yeah, you can make a roll of some sort if you don't.
But I
Can't
just
decide.
I feel like I should be in control of this moment though,
Yeah.
because it's going to make a difference.
So talk it out here. Like, what's
So,
the difference for Arie's psychology? Like, why would she make each decision?
Well, because her thing is she doesn't know how the journal got there, right? Like she's trying to think through her head, like, did he mean to?
Right? Did he want to tell you, but he didn't know how, so he like slipped it in here? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what she's kind of debating. Like,
Yeah.
if he meant to put this in here, then I should keep it and give it back to him. But if not,
Oh, that's so
then
good.
I've just made a huge like discovery that he wants.
That he
hasn't
hopefully was
told me.
working up his the courage to tell you. Yeah.
So it's like, it's
Yeah.
that's what she's thinking right now. So I'm like, what? Can I make some kind of like intelligence check to like see if like this is something she would think he would do?
Yeah,
I
make
make
an
some
insight
kind of,
check. Another insight
Okay.
check for this.
Another
I
insight
think that makes sense.
I just imagine like she slips it back into his pack. And
Oh,
then the next,
natural 20.
Okay, so I think you just think about this, Arie. You're just like, wait a second. Raia was looking for the drugs. Maybe it got all dumped out. You just kind of put that 2 and 2 together.
Then I want to go and put it back in his pack.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to make a sleight of hand check for me? Or yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh, no.
Okay, so this,
That's like worse than everybody's passive perceptions.
so this is what
He's
happened.
asleep, though. Can you make a perception check?
I'll make
for
a
him?
perception at disadvantage. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be good.
I mean, because here's the thing: would he realize it's been moved if technically everything was already moved? Because I put everything back.
No,
in.
but like basically he's gonna catch me in the act, like putting.
That's
it back.
what's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna wake up.
Oh, he doesn't
No,
make it.
he
though.
doesn't. Okay, so there's so there's this really intense moment, Arie, where like you have the moment in Return of the King where Gandalf just like his eye. You realize that Miggy like sleeps with his eyes open or whatever. No, like he like turns
Stirs a
over,
little bit.
right? Stirs over, and you're just like reaching in, like putting his back, and he just like like goes back to sleep.
I know exactly what would have happened if he woke up.
Okay. Yeah. She gives him like I think because it's towards the end of her watch now. She gives him a kiss on the cheek and then goes and sleeps near Buck.
Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. So y'all wake up in the morning,
Oh my goodness.
and what's up? What y'all want to do?
On the roll for Akashi.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Actually, let's go. Can I roll for Akashi?
Yeah. I mean, does Akashi want to investigate this new discovery, this new like weirdness that's going on? Yeah, you wanna
I think
make
I think he'd probably take a team with him too.
Yeah, I want to make an Arcana check to see if you can figure out what was going on there.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, great. Nobody knows
No.
what the crap's.
Yeah,
I think-
Akashi has no idea what could cause
Oh
this.
my goodness. It's a wonder if the camp is even still there at this point. Gosh dang it, Akashi.
Yeah. who knows?
Okay. Akashi has been busy fighting zombies.
It's true.
So,
It's true.
I know. I'm just yeah.
yeah, no. I mean,
I'm
Arcana,
still like
I'd like to go off on my own, like first thing in the morning when people are getting ready, and cast locate object.
Okay.
And
Oh.
try and locate some drugs.
Rick.
Because
So
so it says you can locate a specific object known to you. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. Would it would I have to make an arcana?
No, I think you could do that.
oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah.
So it's within 1,000 feet.
Within 1,000 feet.
You're a
Yeah,
drug.
No,
Lasts
there's
up
not
to
any
10
drugs within
minutes.
1,000 feet.
You're a drug.
Because the
sniffing
issue
hound.
is, it had to be something you're familiar with, right? So you're not familiar with the unprocessed drug, right?
Yeah.
So even if the plant was nearby, you wouldn't be able to find that. But there are no like in a box drugs ready to smoke within 1,000 feet of you. No.
I mean, like as we were going down the river, did somehow my box of drugs go this way?
No.
No. Okay.
Hey, I ran a box of drugs.
The odds on that would be so astronomical.
Plus, like, this
The
is
amount of
dirty
time that is
swamp.
passed.
Should I make a luck?
Probably just
Exactly.
ruined.
Yeah.
Did she make a luck roll?
No, you can't. It's,
Well, would Arie have
no.
just thrown the box in there, or would she have emptied
Oh
the
yeah,
box
she
out
just threw the whole thing in there. Like she
okay.
just like dumped it out, threw the box in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So even if she found them, they'd be mushy.
It would be, yeah. You would have to drink
I
some.
kind of wish I would have made my third goal take the drugs from Raia because
because you did it.
I would have gotten so much XP for that. Well, not so much. But
I mean,
Not
you
really.
would have gotten a goal's worth.
I would have gotten a goal finished.
Yeah.
Instead
If you
of
had
the
had
goal,
that last session and then worked on these two sessions, right? Like,
but I didn't.
unfortunately, yeah. But yeah, so that happens. Cool. So y'all want to explore another hex?
Go another hex.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Make a survival check, Arie, if you want to. Do your
Yeah.
normal thing.
I mean, if you just want to give it to me and just say you discover all these things, then
No,
great.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Fine.
That was worth a shot.
Okay. +3, so 25.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so you finally move out of swamp.
Yes!
It's like a savanna, so it becomes a lot less damp. Unfortunately, it starts raining. So the minute you stop slogging in swamp water, you get poured on from water above.
Awesome.
So you spend the entire day continually drenched. You spent the entire week just drenched. It feels like you haven't been dry in like weeks.
Hey, prestidigitation can dry us off,
It's true, but like you're constantly being rained on, so.
but at night we're not.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, we don't know that.
Well,
in Tiny Hut, yeah, we wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get into a savanna area, kind of get out of the swamp a little bit. Yeah, is there anything particular you guys spend your time during the day doing? I guess with that survival roll, Arie, a similar thing happens. I think you see another UNT village that you can easily avoid if you want to.
Yep.
Right, you're in UNT territory now. So it's a very similar thing, I think. You see, obviously fire genasi slaves. You see them preparing for some sort of defense. And I think you notice some like UNT priests of some sort. And I think for the first time you see like this I think is the first time you've ever seen a UNT priest. And they have like a particular hieroglyph that you can read because you can read primordial. That basically means she of the jade skirt, like it's whatever the hieroglyph for that is. And they have like these weird, like these long green robes, and they are, hissing in sibilant whispers as they like cast some sort of enchantment on like the palisade that's being built. So, or no, I think you actually notice that they're by like a cemetery, casting some sort of spell over the cemetery. So, yeah, there's obviously some preparations being made and things happening. So, but yeah, the rest of the day just kind of passes uneventfully. Y'all, sleep at night. Arie, do you act any differently around Miggy?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
yeah, can I make an insight?
Can I make a deception check?
Yeah, deception against the insight. Yeah, let's do it. So he got.
I wanted to be in that.
Nope.
right.
It don't matter.
Miggy wasn't very insightful, but you weren't very deceptive either. So,
I
obviously, at some point, right, you guys are being rained on.
I think she's smiling more than she
Okay,
does.
sure.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
Right?
he's giving you a weird look, and like I think there's a point where you guys like take a break under some forest cover, because the tropical savanna here has more trees than maybe a African savanna would. You have some tree cover above you, and so it's not quite as like pouring down rain. And he kind of like comes over to you, and you guys are like sitting with like your like cloth ponchos like pulled on over you.
Well, probably what I'll do is I'll make us a tiny hut and like dry us off to
right.
give us
Okay, sure. You give you guys a couple-
relaxation.
yeah,
Yeah, but we're not going to have a conversation like this inside the tiny
right.
hut.
So this is
You can
while
leave.
this is while Toity is like making a tiny hut, right? So you guys are like sitting on a rock or whatever. He kind of like comes over to you, and he's like, "Arie, is there something bothering you? Something feels off. Are you okay?"
I'm fine.
You're not.
I
Arie, I'm the people person, remember?
don't know what you're talking about.
And he kind of like leans down, kind of like does like the squat in front of you. Just kind of goes like this. He's just like, I'm just gonna sit right here. What's going on in your mind right now? There's something obviously bothering you.
She's like this fake smile just like drops from her face. And she just says, there's lots of things wrong with me right now, Miguel. But now's not the time to talk about them.
When will be the time?
I don't know.
Can we talk tonight at least? I know we're in the middle of travel right now, but...
Sure. We can talk tonight.
Okay. All right. That's good enough for me. He just kind of nods and stands up. And I think he goes over to you, Raia. Because he's like, all right, well, okay. That didn't go so bad. Maybe I should talk to Raia. Maybe I should like try to do something. So
did he try and talk to me like all watch or no? Like the night before?
I think
I would have been silent.
I think you sensed that he wanted to the entire time.
Okay.
But like he was just like you could sense there was a weird tension. But yeah, he comes up to you. What are you up to during this like short break in the middle of travel?
I don't think I'm really doing anything. Just kind of like sitting there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he comes over and kind of like leans against a tree trunk next to you, and he says, "How are you holding up, Raia?"
Were you a part of the whole plan
What plan?
with Arie?
Oh, no, she just did that. You know, Arie. Are there any ill effects since you haven't? I mean, you took a lot of drugs.
I just kind of like try and scooch around to the other side of the tree.
He just follows you. Are we just gonna stand here awkwardly, not talking?
I'm perfectly comfortable.
Raia. Ever since you got that orb, and he kind of like leans down, does the like squat thing in front of you again, like he did with Arie. Ever since you got that orb, something is not right. It's like it's weighing you down more every single day. Do you want to talk about it?
I don't know what to say about it. Like,
It doesn't matter, and I'm not saying that we need to like have a discussion about how you can have the weight lifted from your shoulders. I know that. Yeah, share the load. Yeah, exactly.
That's all it needs to be going through my head.
Yeah.
Start talking.
Yep. He says, I just know that when things are bothering me, it helps to talk about it. It can't be good just keeping it all inside.
never really done anything else, so. Well, I mean, I guess, unless you count Cebu, but that's a little different.
It doesn't have to be. Cebu wasn't the only person in the world who cared about you, Raia. Certainly not now.
I just kind of like nod, but don't say anything else.
Right. So I think he just kind of like tries to think of another way to like broach this, and he just says, kind of like stands up and kind of like puts his hands behind his head like I'm doing. And he's like kind of like looking up at the rain, like falling down, just kind of like blinking. He says, "So what is it like using the orb? Is it feeling different?" And what is it? Are you just like concentrating hard or something? I seems to be what you do when you use it.
The orb is like nothing I've ever experienced before. It's like Raia's trying to decide how much.
Can
he
you make
wants
can you
to
make a persuasion
say.
check here to like
Yeah,
see how much they're
yeah.
gonna open about it? Yeah.
Look at you, Miggy.
17.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so just kind of say like it's a different world,
A different world.
kind of, but all kind of controlled by me. Might sound crazy, but there's people that I talk to.
He kind of gets like a little smirk in his head, on his face, and he says, "Reminds me of a book I read once. There's a woman who found a magical ring, and the ghosts of her ancestors were talking to her through it. Something like that."
I mean, I don't really, I never have read that book, so
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know if it's the same.
So you talk to these people. Who are they?
The past guardians.
The past guardians. All right. Well, that makes sense, I guess. How many of them are there?
How many guardians are there, or how many do I talk to?
Oh, I didn't know there was a difference. How many do you talk to?
I just kind of like,
Do I count Orvius?
exactly. It's like,
Like 5.5.
Two of them died.
5 to 8.
All right.
One of them is kind of not a guardian, and two of them I think we had to kill.
What? Wait, Raia, back up. What do you... I thought they helped you. They like...
Most of them.
He starts to look like horrified, like, I knew it. I knew there was something horrible happening. So...
Raia's answering direct questions, and that's about all.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he kind of like frowns and he says, so why did you have to kill them?
One of them was threatening to... He, like, captured me in there and tied me up and
Oh my goodness.
was threatening that he wasn't going to let me go until I chose 2 vessels for him and the other evil one to take over.
So he looks horrified at the fact that you're saying this so nonchalantly. And he kind of like leans down again and he goes to take your hand. Do you let him? Like kind of like an
I
accompanying
give like
gesture.
a very like confused, like nobody's ever really done this as a comforting
Right.
gesture, but okay. Like
Yeah.
maybe like a weird like cultural difference of being like, I don't
Right. No, wait a second. Is
why
this
are
what
you
people
doing
do?
this?
Yeah.
But sure.
Yeah. He says, I'm so sorry. That sounds horrible. This has been happening. You have to fight with these people in your mind?
That was really just once. But now I think the bad ones are dead. I don't think they're gonna come back, but I don't really know. Who really knows about any of this stuff?
Right. I guess you don't have anyone to really teach you how to do it.
Just yeah. I mean, the one of them, the one who was the most recent one before me, tries to help, but he doesn't know everything or exactly how to teach me. There used to be a whole process for becoming a guardian, and apparently there were like classes.
That makes sense.
And
It sounds like
things
a
that.
very intense job.
So, I didn't take those.
I skipped those classes.
It's an 8-week course. The professors are really strict.
Yeah.
I just went straight to the final.
Right. I tested out of.
And it is an extremely long essay test that I'm just writing everything down around any answer just to get some partial credit.
Yeah, so I think he thinks about that for a second, and he's like, well, maybe the cults of the Dying Flame can help. Maybe, they were connected with the Guardians, right? So maybe they have some sort of vestigial trainers still around. Maybe someone there can teach you how to control this. It sounds like there's a lot of things that you should know about it, but, unfortunately, you just don't. He kind of nods to himself as if this whole conversation was just to assuage his own oh, okay, all right, there's a way that we can fix this.
How is it
All
that
right,
Miggy is the second person to know the most things out of all of us now about the orc?
Yeah.
Because he asked me. No one asked me anything. He asked.
Yeah, so I think he kind of squeezes your hand and he says, well,
Let's pray.
he says, just know that if you need to talk about any of this, if something else crazy like that happens, that you can always come to me. I want to try to help if I can. I'm sorry. I don't know how I could, but I just thought I'd let you know.
Thanks, Miggy.
Of course.
Thanks for
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for asking.
exactly.
To be fair, the rest of us are kind of distracted with other things, probably way too much to ask.
Sorry, my dad's feeding the dogs right now, and he needed to know where something was.
So I just say thanks, Miggy. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for talking. I'll have to give you that book sometime. The one about the girl with the magic ring. It's honestly really interesting. Of course, I think I left it back at camp.
I don't think I really need anything that reminds me of the current situation.
Oh, right. No, that was dumb. Of course, no.
Entertainment.
Yeah, you're right. That was sorry. Well, good talk. And then I think Toidy's probably made the tiny hut.
So at this point, I'm like, okay, anyone who wants to be dried off, come into the hut.
Line up. Yeah, we see Toity just prestidigitating all of the dry.
Well, if we're exploring, we would know that being wet is not good.
Yeah.
You need to dry off, or else you're gonna get not just chafing, mold.
That's true.
You can get
That's true.
Oh, and getting sick too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, magic makes this exploration way easier than it was for actual Spanish explorers. Yeah, cool. So that happens. Awesome. So we cut forward, and the rest of the day goes uneventfully. Anything in particular you guys want to do at camp?
More reading time.
Okay, yeah. Make that roll.
I'm gonna do the thing.
Yeah, I think you can
with...
mark 2 days.
I will. That's Akashi. I don't want to do that with Akashi. Mason tools, doing the thing.
Yeah, do it. All right,
Hey!
you finished the last one.
Yay!
Good job, dude. Which one? This was Toidy's?
No, this was Raia's.
Raia's, okay. Cool.
I
I mean,
think
so this is the thing, right? Like, Darius, you're making Raia's figurine while she's, like, teaching you how to read. Raia, do you want to make a perception check to see if you noticed, like, what he's actually making?
I didn't think it was while, but okay.
No, because remember we talked about this before, right? Like, the only way that this can happen at the same time, because it has to happen at the same time, given how much training you have to do to learn how to read. You'd have to be doing it at the same time she's, like, teaching you stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Raia, I think you notice about halfway. I think you notice like pretty much as soon as he starts the carving for this evening. You, like there was a nagging feeling in your head before, like yesterday when you were doing this, and then you're just like, no, okay, that's me. He's making me.
Right, and she makes the connection because she saw my figure too. When
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That probably immediately draws it for you.
I guess once I realized that, I kind of like give like a very subtle half smirk. Go back to like my teaching.
Yeah, sure.
And then also as I'm like flipping through pages of the book, would I be able to make like a nature check to see if any of these things I would think would be able to be made into drugs?
Yeah, you want to make
Still
a nature check?
About the drugs.
Yeah, you see something that actually has an entry in it. So wait, this is Miggy's book, right?
Yeah.
I think you see something that is a drug in, wherever other old world place it would be found.
Right.
And you recognize it. You're like, okay, wait, I have definitely seen that plant before, like as we've been walking. But you don't remember where exactly, but you know now that you would recognize it when you saw it. But whether or not it's the same plant somehow or it's related somehow, you don't know. You can tell you actually try it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Good to know.
I think at the end of the reading lesson, I mean, I assume that Darius finishes the thing right about the same time. So as soon as they finish up, he kind of gestures it over towards Raia. Here, take this.
I saw Arie had one too. What are these for?
So I never lose any of you. So I can always find you.
And I'm kind of like, think about it for a second. I'm like, oh.
Right, because you have this spell too.
Yeah, I literally used it that morning. I'm like, wait, oh.
Everyone
didn't
has
think I'd
one.
ever say this, but Darius, that was really smart of you.
What a backhanded compliment from Raia.
It's just how I roll.
Thank you, Raia. I appreciate that. I think that's the first time I've been called smart. Well, let's not talk about that. There is like a scene that, hold on, focus camera. Okay, thank you. There is a scene that flashes in Darius's mind of when he was still a wee lad, and when he was a wee
And I was a wee
boy,
lad.
When he was
Little lad.
when he was just a little dwarf, a little Darius, and his mom was still around, and she would say that sort of thing, and that's
Cool.
I mean,
And that's-
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
There was like the last time anyone had said that to him was when his mom was still alive. And he says, everyone else has one for themselves. The only person who doesn't have theirs right now is Miggy.
You should get on that, and then I won't be able to lose you.
Well, I kind of don't have one right now, so I guess I could make one for myself.
Yeah. Do that.
Thank you.
That's really sweet.
Sorry, your goal isn't finished, Darius.
It's okay.
You
Well, he
gotta-
completed one. He completed it.
No, but his was finished the last figurine.
Yeah.
That's his
Oh.
goal. Yeah.
It's okay. That
Okay.
just means you'll get more
It just-
XP.
yeah, it just
with
means you'll get more
one.
XP. Yeah, when you actually do complete it.
That's fine. As long as I don't have to make one for like Navarro. It's like, hey, I'm here now. And it's like,
Yeah, every time you think you finish the goal, I just have a new party member join.
It'll be
Like,
Sabu and
actually-
Samuel.
Buck
Right.
needs
Yeah.
one now.
Yeah, sorry.
oh my gosh.
Oh, right. Buck needs
I mean,
one.
Buck can't carry it. Buck can't carry
You
it
just-
around.
You
I should
make it
make
into an
like some,
arrogant
like, I should create some like saddle on him and whatnot, and like
Little pack, yeah. Little
Oh
fanny
my
pack.
gosh. You should
Yeah.
make
You
a
just-
little saddle and figuring Arie could ride on him.
You're just like,
I can't ride on him. He's a medium creature.
No, little
Figurine
figurine.
Ari.
Figurine.
Oh,
Arie.
figurine.
Yeah,
Ari.
little miniature right on Buck.
I just,
Oh, that's funny.
I know.
I just imagine like making it into an earring and then piercing Buck's ear and just having it on his ear.
Do pterodons have ears?
No,
Oh.
I do not.
Just like holes, right? Something like that.
Yeah, they just have
Just
little-
stick a Buck figurine right in the hole.
Then he couldn't hear as well.
yeah, yeah.
Probably
Oh,
very
that's fine.
uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Cool.
Now I just need to get Miggy's his, and then I guess I need to make one for Darius.
Awesome. Arie, you've already made the roll for training. So yeah, cool. Toity, do you have anything that you want to do tonight?
Not tonight. I might do something on my watch. I'm not sure.
Well, it gets to your watch. What are you doing on your watch, Toity?
Can I roll a check?
Yes. What check do you want to roll?
You know what check I want to roll.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm
I'm doing
surprised
Oh.
Raia doesn't try to message Sabu again.
I know, that's what we kind of just went to the watch.
Oh yeah. No, if you wanted to do that, then that's fine. Sorry.
Yeah. They
So when
didn't
Toity
get
gets to this, okay, I have an idea for a thing that's happening. Okay, cool. So Raia, yeah, we'll flash back to you.
Okay. So after, just being blown off yesterday, I just figure I should keep it light and airy, lighten the mood a little.
Hey, how you doing?
Light some candles,
Yeah. what?
set the mood. I don't know.
Sure,
Bow,
yeah.
bow, bow, wow.
But just send a message to Sabu and I'm like, did you have a nice day at sea? It's been disgusting and rainy here.
Talking about the weather.
Yeah, I mean, is that your whole message?
Yeah, I'm just opening the door up for him to
Right.
do whatever he wants.
just,
'Cause he's
I just
clearly
imagine
not
Raia.
sitting.
Raya's just like in her bedroll, and she just has her phone, and she just like quick texts, and just like,
And I'm like, oh shit, I just dropped it in my face. Ow, that hurt.
yeah.
Raia, what's that light?
I'd like to think that like the sending spell is like a holographic like text window that you're
And
just like
she's holding it like, oh, come on.
need a signal.
Deception.
Yeah.
I gotta get this spell signal.
Yep.
That was when she was trying to send it to another plane.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So you get back. It's actually been pretty rainy here as well. I think we're getting close. And he says, I know that you know that I lied to you, but I have an obligation that makes it necessary.
What did 20 roll insight for?
A check.
No.
Okay.
It's clearly for the Ioun stone. That's my guess.
Obviously.
Okay, so I send back I don't need to know why you're coming. Just don't hurt Navarro or his people. Please.
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 Yeah, he says.
I kind
go
of
ahead.
have an obligation to them.
Right.
I didn't, I don't know how long this has been. I was not writing this out, so I'm not sure.
That's okay.
Then I want to say something to the effect of, it'd be my obligation to tell them if you were going to bring them harm.
Right. Yeah. I think he says, where are you located in reference to the part of the continent that insert whatever the Christopher Columbus alternative was named.
Okay.
Then we'll know, where not to go. Sort of a thing. You want to make an insight on that, Raia?
Yeah.
Oof.
She knows everything about Sabu.
I mean, it's true.
He's just so bad at
such a
lying.
bad liar.
Yeah, you're so disappointed, Raia. So he's definitely trying to get you to tell him so that he can tell Faustino, and then they can maybe possibly take advantage of that information and maybe attack Navarro. He doesn't know exactly what Faustino would do with it, but he knows that this is the sort of information that he definitely would want to make a strategic decision, but he's not asking it so that they'll stay away necessarily.
Right.
But I don't
He's
think...
trying to take advantage of your heart.
Yeah, maybe. But, he's doing it because he has, a bigger obligation. Yeah.
And he doesn't know who it is.
And he doesn't know who it is.
I know. And I had to do everything because I had a bigger obligation to the freaking world, okay?
It's true.
You should just read him on red or whatever. Just don't reply.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't, I don't know if he has these spells to try and talk to me.
You should try to find out by not replying.
That's
a good point.
But Raia is so desperate. I don't know if she would do that.
Oh, yeah.
You can make a wisdom save.
Okay.
If Darius was conscious.
Dangle a little bit in front of him. Jeez. Nope.
Yeah, you
Very
probably
even.
You just want to talk to Sabu.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. He's so perfect. Except he's really bad at lying.
It's
He'd be
true.
more perfect if he'd be a better liar.
But isn't that a little endearing?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, you know, Raia, that he never wants to lie. That's always honestly his
Yes.
thing. He hates lying.
Ugh.
How would I take that he's lying to me?
I just really want Raia to find some excuse to put Arie Armani's name in this message so that way Sabu can say that name and Sam can be like, who and what?
Yeah, there's a possibility that would definitely happen.
Well, I'm possibly getting. I just send back. I don't know. I'm not the navigator of our group.
Okay.
Which is true. I don't.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
don't.
that's
How
true.
much would I actually know?
You can make an educated guess. I mean, Raia's pretty intelligent. I guess make a deception check because you're trying to like. It's not necessarily a direct lie, but you're definitely trying to deceive him.
Oh my gosh!
Turns out Raia's a bad liar too.
This is why they're meant for each other.
Exactly right.
Can't hide
They're
anything.
lying to each other to like try to like, I don't know.
I would
Yeah.
like to point out that their deceptions are the exact same and their insight is only slightly different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I think he says. He says, "Right, of course." I don't know why I asked. Maybe when we arrive here, we can have a more formal meeting with Lord Navarro. And he says, "I look forward to meeting you."
And then she messages Navarro.
Hey,
These people are coming.
honestly, that would be a really good idea.
Well, that's. I was gonna send Sabu back another message after
Okay.
that, and say.
Honestly, when they show up to that, if they show up to that island, it doesn't exactly look the best right now. It's got flesh and all the trees are gone.
It's
I
true.
will alert Lord
The
Navarro to
question
your...
for you, Caleb, but just
Mhm.
so like we know as the party, where is the Christopher Columbus location that
Yeah.
was originally founded?
Pretty close to here. It was. I mean, that's why you're here and not like
Okay.
randomly somewhere else. So it's probably. I think it was probably like. North of.
Okay, so like more towards the top of the island.
Yeah, more towards the top of the mainland here. Yeah, like
the mainland.
yeah,
Okay, got
like
it.
over
Okay.
here.
Okay. I was just curious
Yeah, it's definitely around the Yololi Basin though.
because I feel like that's something at least Arie would know. I don't know
Yeah,
about
no,
the
for sure. Yeah. I mean, because that's the thing, right? Like this guy found this place here, and then he was like, oh hey, there's stuff here. We should go over here. And then, yeah.
right. So now at least Raia knows like where they could possibly be going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna message Sabu because I only have 2 spells left, and just in case Navarro wants to send me a message back after I message him. So I'm gonna use sending to Lord Navarro and say,
Okay.
long story, but Sabu is coming with group from Faustino Diaz. They are close to arrival on land.
Okay.
And then wait, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll just say like unknown motives.
Yeah. So there's a long pause. And I think we get a shot of Akashi. Akashi was having a conversation with Navarro, like in his tent, like late at night, right? They're having some sort of strategic like talk about like the weird stuff that's been happening. You were like saying like, you know, we just looked at the trees. We have no idea why they disappeared. Like I don't know what's going on. And then Navarro gets this message, and then we just get like a long shot, and we just see the like candlelight coming from the tent. And we just hear, like, from a long distance off, Navarro just swearing several times really loudly. And then you hear, Raia, that is a very unfortunate turn of events. We'll take preparations into account. Thank you for letting me know.
We need to play that whole scene out in the edited version, like when we
That'd
go
be cool.
in and
Yeah.
add stuff
Have a
in.
conversation between Akashi and Navarro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Followed by a bunch of.
And I just want to message him again and just say, whatever happens, please do not hurt Cebu.
Make a persuasion check. It's going to be incredibly difficult.
Oh, you're gonna need that inspiration, though.
I mean, she should just have inspiration for all these conversations she's been having with
Yeah,
Cebu.
if you don't have inspiration, then yeah, take it.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to take it because I'm going to use it right now.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. He
Jeez.
says, I thought you would know better than that. I make no such promises. In fact, I make quite the opposite. If Cebu,
so
he finishes with, if Cebu tried to join my expedition just to be a turncoat, he will die a very painful death. So that's the thing, right? Like Navarro is like thinking like the whole thing is like, oh my gosh, he went and talked to me so he could get information and just give it to Faustino. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill this dude. Yeah, so if Navarro ever sees Cebu, he will most likely try to kill him.
Hey, now Raia and Darius have reason to kill him.
I mean, honestly, Navarro is not my favorite person in the world. I think he's
No,
really fine to jump
he's
in.
not a good person.
Raia is is loyal to people who have been good to her. But unfortunately, now, as her personality trait says, my favor once lost is lost forever.
Navarro has just lost your favor.
Yeah. In the morning, I'm gonna tell Cebu all about.
Perfect.
Frick yes! Oh my gosh!
That's awesome.
Caleb,
That
That's
just changes
really
the whole
It
game.
really does. It really does. That's
Caleb,
great. That's
can you
great.
please can you
Other guy
please
now.
go?
Team Faustino.
Can you please
Well,
go?
crap, now I'm not going to be able to fulfill my contract ever. Dang it!
No
Yeah,
contract to fulfill if it doesn't exist.
It's true. Right, but she's been working on this goal for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is it what happens on the default of the contract? Is that fulfilled?
I know.
No,
we should have.
It's
we should have some
fulfill the
kind of-
contract with Lord Navarro, not end the contract with Lord Navarro.
No, I'm just saying like what happens on the contract's default. Is there still like
I don't know. Yeah, we might not.
Caleb, can you just
Yeah,
go
sorry,
to yourself, read Akashi's ideals right quick?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that. I'm interested in. Oh right, no, I'm remembering now. Oh my gosh!
I realize like
Yes! This is gonna be so good, so
Would this
good.
be a good point for a little break?
Right, I was just actually about to say. So I think what we get, right? So we have this thing with Raia, and real quick, I thought of something where so technically Miggy was gonna talk to you, Arie, remember later tonight, but I feel like it might make sense that whatever happened, whatever the situation at camp was, maybe it just didn't come up. And maybe he was maybe thinking about Raia's whole situation, and so he didn't ever, I think, ask you about it. So what we see right before we go to break though is we get a shot of Toity, and you know he's on watch. Do you want to make a So I think what happens, Toity. Seth, would you just send me a message real quick to what exactly specifically you're doing? Is it any different from what you were doing before, or are you just like practicing?
No, same sort of thing. Give me a second.
Man, I'm probably gonna have nightmares tonight. Completely random, but actually nothing to do with this.
Oh, okay.
Although it might be about this now.
Yeah.
My stomach is literally just in knots right now.
A lot of stuff
Over
happening.
this Navarro thing, Sabu, over Miggy, over whatever is going on
Akashi
with
is
Toity.
like there's something with Akashi right
And
now
now,
too that
like-
kind of
Yeah, so we get a shot of Toity, and we get a shot of his face, and he seems like concentrating on something, but we're not sure what. And we get a wide a focus shift with the camera, and suddenly we see what he's been like staring at. It's like this little bug that's like on a rock, right? And it's just kind of like twitching, like its antenna, and Toity's like concentrating really hard, like I don't know, trying to do something to it. And then we get the focus shifts again. And we see we don't see Toity is still blurry, but we see what's behind Toity. We suddenly see a giant bone snake.
What?
And then we cut to break.
Well, I'm glad we sleep in the hut.
tiny hut.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
And we'll be right back with more Terra Nullius right after this.
Yay.
Stick around.
after these messages.